This video and this information could change your life. Just sit back, relax, and treat this video like a podcast and just pay attention. Hear me out for just a few minutes. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look what happened here. We're on the hourly right now. Look, it was just so slow, but I was like, dude, this area, right? Obviously, little order block. You know how Bitcoin goes. It's just like gold. They love order blocks. But once it pretty much went into this last order block, it just went boom, here we go. It started to break out. And I even tweeted this yesterday. I was going to make a video, but I was way too tired. I got to keep my sleep schedule, intact. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much Bitcoin, 55K to 60K area soon. And wow, look at that. 2:33 a.m. A few hours later, would you look at that? Eh? Absolutely crazy. So what does this mean? Well, boys, we are almost at all-time highs. Now, this may be an indication that it is time to get into Bitcoin or other coins in terms of the best risk to reward, because time is running out. Time is running out. Once we pretty much appreciate and respect this white line, right? We go above these all-time highs and we start going up. The risk is going to be higher and the reward is going to be less. But in terms of the actual technical analysis, the next step pretty much is to try to tap into these highs, right? So if we break this down quickly, if I go rewind a little bit, I need to look at the previous data. So pretty much this was where the line was. This area can work as another support and resistance, more or less, right? Because you see multiple things are touching it. But once we respect this, there's nothing really genuinely stopping us from going and touching the highs. So with that being said, right, once we respect this, look, perfect, literally perfect. Look where the candle is right now. Look at that. Look where the body is. You see how the body is above this blue line? So if we get pretty much more or less some kind of structure in this area, it's very likely that we'll tap the highs. And from the highs, there's going to be a few possibilities, right? One, we either go like this. We just pretty much tap. We get some kind of rejection, right? Maybe we go down a little bit. Number two is going to be we sweep these highs. We have your typical like break of structure, and then we start going to the downside, right? Last time ETFs were announced, there was a crash, right? So now there's going to be two options, right? They're going to sell the news. There's going to be a pullback, which I'm okay with, right? And you should be okay with, especially if you want to put more money into this market. So we might be going up. ETFs might come out. We might go down here, but we probably won't go lower than this area. We'll probably just tap into this imbalance right here. And then who knows what's going to happen. There's lots and lots of probabilities right now. We just have to be careful because although the ETFs are amazing news, they sold it, okay? Last time, pretty much when the ETFs came out, we went up, 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 and we slammed down. And then we had like the little correction, right? We had the correction, we tapped into this imbalance, we had the pullback, and then we shot up further. So what can happen now? Well, two possibilities, right? We pretty much, ETFs get announced, Bitcoin mining and halving is pretty much just around the corner after that. We start breaking out and looking to break all-time highs, or we get to sell the news event where we go possibly mid 50Ks, max back down to mid 40Ks. That's the way I see it. Not including retail traders or other traders. So pretty much the bank is buying 10,000 Bitcoin per day, and the mining is around 900 Bitcoin per day. So we have pretty much a 1-to-10 ratio in terms of how much supply and demand there is. So like Bitcoin is just going up, right? Because there's so much demand and there's not enough supply. And soon we're going to have the other ETFs and there's going to be even more demand. And I'm not even counting retail traders or people with millions of dollars or hundreds of million dollars. I'm just counting the one bank. So let's say there's 15,000 Bitcoin bought a day and there's only 900 mined. You can see why price is shooting up so fast. And then when the new ETFs come out, Bitcoin in supply is going to plummet, okay? It is getting bought up like crazy. And then when the mining happens, the halving, right? We're going to go from 900 Bitcoin produced a day to 450. So on top of all that, it's going to be a massive compound effect. But I will say, although things are super great, we can't get overhyped, right? Overall, if you were to ask me, although I'm not a financial advisor, you guys know, I got to say that. If you were to ask me, should I buy? The overall answer is yes. there may be slight pullbacks, but there's nothing going to be crazy. There should fundamentally, there's no reason why maximum, the absolute maximum, we should go below this area. Because look at this. This is like a big support and resistance, okay? Plus, we have this little weekly candle that it might tap into or just go above it. And that's it. That's going to be like the maximum, in my opinion, based off structure and based off the fundamentals, based off the supply and demand. So overall, this is your last buying opportunity. If you want to make double or triple or potentially 4 times the amount of money in Bitcoin or altcoins, well, mainly Bitcoin, because some altcoins will still 10, 20, 50x, then this is it. On the more conservative side, I do think Bitcoin's going to hit around 120, 150K. But this was all before I saw the ETF supply and demand. And now, honestly, Bitcoin could hit 500,000. Now I don't know. The game is changing. But this is why I bring you like week to week, day to day updates about Bitcoin. Because we could always guess and speculate what's going to happen. But the best thing to do is look at the data presented in front of us and go based off that, right? So as of right now, if we wanted to break structure and go to the sell side, we pretty much would have to go trade below this area, right? We'd have to break this area, treat this as a roof, and then go lower. So we're not even going to consider that because right now we're looking super bullish. Once again, I do think the next targets from here is pretty much tapping into the all-time highs, maybe creating slightly higher, and then we got to see from there. So hopefully, guys, you got informed, educated. Remember, we are running out of time in terms of buying Bitcoin at a good price. Yes, with all this data coming out, I do think Bitcoin at 66K is a good price. I do think things will be different this time. The world might possibly change, and there might be absolutely massive adoption for crypto and Bitcoin, and it's looking more probable each day. And if that does happen, we might go past the moon.